Hi, I'm Amy Ratcliffe with Blastoff Comics, and we are at Comic-Con, and today we are talking to Jenny Frison.
Hello.
Frison.
Prison.
Like prison.
Like prison.
How's the convention going for you so far?
Very well. I don't have any signings or anything, so I'm really just walking around and shopping, which is super fun.
Oh, and are you chained to a booth normally, so this is probably...
No, at every other con I go to, I set up an artist alley, and I never do at San Diego because there's just too much going on and I would lose my mind, go crazy pants. But my boyfriend has a table at the Image booth for the first time ever. And so I've sort of got like a place that I'm set up that I just sit at, but
Fantastic.
I'm not drawing or anything, and then I walk around and shop and buy things, which is the
and
fun
then you
part.
have a table you can drop the stuff off
Exactly.
at, which is something I love to do.
Exactly.
What projects are you currently working on?
Well, I'm just finishing up a cover for the Doctor Who Star Trek The Next Generation crossover.
I just got a peek at it.
With Scott Tipton.
It's kind of fantastic.
Very excited. I was a big TNG fan for the longest time as a kid, and now a big Doctor Who fan as well. So I was pretty excited to get to draw all those people and I like. So.
Nice. And is Picard your favorite captain? Who's your
yes, yes, absolutely. He really is. I really liked Kirk, but I just think that
Picard has a little something.
he's all.
It's a bald head.
He's
I
all
don't know what it
Britishy
is, and to make it so.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite Doctor?
I really liked, I can't think of the actor's name right now, but the one before Matt Smith. I like Matt Smith
David
as well.
Tennant,
Yeah, I
sure.
really loved David Tennant. And I really liked Rose too, so that was just kind of a good combo there.
Yes, they were fantastic together. So I like Amy and Matt a lot too.
I do too. I'm jealous of her red hair, so.
Yeah, mine's not real. I'm jealous as well. And you've done so many amazing comic book covers and just
Thank
great
you.
art. Do you have, I know it's like naming a favorite child, but do you have a piece that you just really, that it still sticks with you, that you just love?
Well, I worked on Angel for so long, and they let me kind of, I guess, sort of spread my wings, do a lot of whatever I wanted to do. So there's a lot of Angel covers that I really, really enjoyed. I really liked the first Illyria cover, which Scott and Mariah co-wrote that book. And Mariah was my editor for Angel, and so she actually kind of contacted me ahead of time and was like, are you interested in doing these covers? Which all of the Angel covers, for anyone that doesn't know, covers have to be done so far in advance to be in the previews catalog for retailers so that they know what to order. But sometimes the book's not even written. So a lot of the Angel covers that I did, the covers that I did, were sort of just like a one-sentence concept, and sometimes not even that. Sometimes they'd just be like, here's who's going to be in the book. We're not quite sure. We know like what story we're going to tell, but we don't know what's going to happen in each issue, so it can't be like real specific. When Mariah contacted me about the Illyria stuff, they already knew everything, and she's like, this is what I want for each cover. And so the very first
really
one,
rare.
yeah, exactly. And she was, you know, very great ideas and very well thought out, and so that cover was really fun because I already knew exactly what she wanted and where she wanted to go with it. And it was very, you know, not something that happens in the story, but more of a metaphor for the character, which is always super fun. So I really enjoyed working on that one.
Well, and given that background information about how little information you get to the covers, what kind of opportunity is there for once you get this cover done, it has to go in previews? Do you get to go back and make any edits or can they even tell you they don't like it, or is it done?
Well, it depends. Like, well, just talking specifically about Angel, it's a licensed property, so it would all have to be approved. I never had to go back and change anything, but if there had been something to change, once it's in, they just need it that early to go into previews. But then I have up until the issue is printed to change anything that they want to change it. So I could have.
That's good to know. At
Yeah.
least you have like a little wiggle room.
Yeah.
But then they have room to tell you to change it.
Yeah,
too,
and
which
then
can be...
there were sometimes, like one time they threw in the, when I was working on my second Angel issue, which was maybe 28 or 9, I don't really remember. They decided they wanted to do the New Year's Eve cover that had Spike as baby, baby New Year, and Angel as Father Time. So of course they all had to be done right away, and I had happened to be moving at that time, so I just ended up not having enough time for everything. So I just the cover for previews for the actual Angel ongoing was sort of like a fill-in. Like I was just like, this is just going to be here for now, and then I'll finish it for the printed issue. But of course that's what ends up all over the internet. So as far as anyone that isn't buying the issue is concerned, that's the cover. So
How that works out. So, like I said, you've done amazing covers. Do you have any projects that you've done interior art on, or that you're working on developing?
No,
Is that something you want to get into eventually?
not really. I went to school. I went to the Kubert School, which is a comic book art trade school in New Jersey, and I studied sequentials there. And before that, I had gotten my BFA at Northern Illinois University with a specialization in illustration. So when I was at the Kubert School, I did a lot of sequentials and kind of realized that I really enjoyed just the one illustration, the one image. But what I loved most of all were comic books, and so I wanted to work on something with comics, and obviously that's the cover of the comic.
Yeah, covers are natural. Yeah, absolutely.
I do love sequentials, but I'm a stronger cover artist than I am a sequential artist, and I mean, I just figure you should play to your strengths, and of course I enjoy it a lot more because you enjoy things that you're better at.
Exactly, and you can tell that in the finished product too.
So yeah, and it's not like I've never done it. I used to work on a webcomic years ago before I started getting jobs in comics. I was doing a webcomic, and I did Tim Seeley, who writes Hack Slash.
Okay.
A long time ago, he did a benefit book to benefit artists that hadn't been paid by Devil's Due, back when Hack Slash was at Devil's Due.
Okay.
But it was called Trailers, and the intention is then Hack Slash is a horror book, and it is an entire book of just like 2 or 3 page like fake trailers for horror movies that have Cassie and Vlad. And so my boyfriend, who is Tim Seeley's brother, wrote a trailer called Home Home on Deranged. And it was like the Cassie and Vlad in the Old West. And so I drew, it was 3 pages. It was 2 pages of sequentials and like a pinup.
Splash or something.
So, and I did that. And it's fun. And
again, I've done that.
And if I did that full time, I wouldn't have time for covers at all. And I love the covers, so.
Really cool. And is there someplace online where people can keep up with your work?
Yes. By keep up, you mean I update it like once a year.
Well, that counts.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I have a website at jennyfrison.com. I am on DeviantArt, though, which is what I have always said I update more regularly. I don't think I've updated it in like 6 months, but that is jfrison.deviantart.com.
Fantastic. And there are, 3 days of the show left. Is there anything you're really looking forward to hunting down, or panels, or anything you...
I don't know. This is not really in the realm of comics so much, but there is an artist called Rocking Jellybean that I think is Japanese, that does these like super hot lady posters.
Excellent.
And there is a guy here selling them. They're very rare, hard to get. So,
so you're gonna track those down.
I might buy a dirty poster for my apartment.
Well, like you have to sometimes. All right. Well, thank you so much for taking some time out to talk with us.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.